Visitation rights, or more commonly known as access rights, are somewhat a historical concept in family law. A new concept which is tending to replace the old words of access, custody, and guardianship are parental time. The issue is not whether one parent has custody and one parent has access or visitation. The issue is really how much time will the child be spending in one or the other of the parents' homes. A common theme in the conflict in family law is the extent to which the non-primary resident parent has the opportunity to have the child or children reside in their home. When the child is very young, and that in the law now is really just 6 months or younger, restrictions on a father usually seeing the child are very common. Beyond 6 months of time, and this is often a contentious issue, a father's rights to visit with his infant or toddler child is changing, and changing quickly. The courts historically may have given preference or priority to the child being with the mother of very tender years, but the new movement in the case law and by judges' decisions is to allow the child or children to reside as much as possible and spend as much time as possible with the other parent. All of this is conditional upon there being no danger or risks to the children or child, and if there are problems of neglect or violence or alcohol or drug use, all access might have to be supervised or have restrictions such as no drugs or alcohol 24 hours prior to or during visitation. A model that has gained a great deal of support by both the judges and lawyers is that of shared custody, where it is no longer a matter of access or visitation, but it is a matter of shared residence. And the model of week on, week off is a very good model with a Friday switchover. When the children are younger than school age, it can also work on a 3 or 4 day swing for the child or children to spend as much time as possible in the other home. If the parents go to a week on, week off swing, then there would usually be 1 or 2 midweek visits, whether it be for a meal or some kind of activity during the week, although the child would still sleep overnight at the other home. The more frequent the visits and the longer the visits are, the better the bond between the parent and the child. There is often conflict over the duration and frequency of visits, and the simplicity of the week on, week off model works well. Some parents like every other weekend, and when that occurs in my office, I suggest that the weekends be 3 or 4 nights each. And I also think a model of 3 weekends out of 4, if that works best for the working parents, would also be 3 or 4 night weekends. And if you have a 3 weekend out of 4 model for 4 nights each, that's a total of 12 nights, and works well to give almost half time to the non-custodial parent or non-primary resident parent. Parents should be careful to ensure that there's frequent and predictable telephone access, and of course through the time of school breaks, summer holidays, Christmas holidays, it's important that the parents work towards a cooperative arrangement to allow each parent to have meaningful time with their child or children. Visitation is only one part of a whole model, and it requires the parents to work with each other to ensure that the time the children have is maximized with both parents, and in the ideal world, any previously planned activities are followed up with by the non-primary resident parent, and they make sure that the child gets to any pre-planned activities. Visitation is a very important part of keeping a strong bond between the separated parents, and I cannot overemphasize the importance of having a schedule worked out, and to do so on a cooperative basis through negotiation or mediation.